Hey everybody, it's Doug Schauf with Remax Oceanside and Make Maine Your Home.com. In this week's episode of the Make Maine Your Home podcast, I'm going over to see Lisa with Town & Country Federal Credit Union. I'm really excited about this interview because if you don't know what a credit union is, you're going to learn about that. You're going to learn about how this Town & Country works in the community and helps the community thrive, and they really do a nice job with that. And they also do a lot for home buyers, you know, their mortgage programs and how they're growing their mortgage programs. So I'm really excited to hear about that. So let's do this. All right, everybody, I made it over to Town & Country Federal Credit Union. I'm sitting here with Lisa Bellefleur. So I knew I was going to mess that up.
It's okay.
Bellefleur. Sorry about that.
Not an easy name.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if you know much about credit unions or Town & Country, but this is going to be a great time here talking to Lisa, learn more about the credit union and also what they do for home buyers and things like that. So before we jump into all that, let's learn a little bit about you. Mm-hmm. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. So Lisa, where are you from?
I'm from Van Buren, Maine. I'm a county girl.
Van Buren?
Yep.
Where the heck is that?
Way up by the Canadian border.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Out by Fort Kent, Madawaska. That's the rustic county.
It's like you can't get any further, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get there from here.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there?
Well, it was a small town, small community, but you know, a lot of close-knit families, and it was a good place. Unfortunately, you know, there's not a lot left up there now.
Right.
But you know, my mom still lives in the area and my father-in-law, so we still get up there and visit family. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I've been in a lot of places in Maine, and I've never been that far up.
Oh wow.
And it's one of those things. The last couple of years, I've just been itching.
It's 325 miles from Portland.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a good 5-hour hike.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Geez, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So being up there in like a small town, I mean, growing up, was it? You know, did you guys have like free reign? Hey, you know, the whole town is your oyster type thing?
Yeah, kind of. And you know, a small town, everyone knows everyone's business in a certain sense.
Right.
But you know, we had a lot of good friends. We went to a good school. Sports was big.
Yeah.
And you know, developed a lot of relationships there. And you know, people knew everyone. You could walk down the street and say hello to just about anybody.
Hey Fred, hey Lisa.
Exactly. You knew everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that was, you know, it's a comforting feeling.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So as you know, you grew up there. Did you go to college? Did you?
Yeah, I went to college in Bangor.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
Eastern Maine Community College.
Yeah, great.
I have a degree in business management.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Very cool. So how'd you come down this way?
Yeah, my husband and I moved to Scarborough in 1990.
Okay.
And my husband had an opportunity with his job to move to southern Maine, and we didn't have kids yet, and thought, you know, let's do this.
Let's do it.
And it's been 28 years, and it's been the best decision we've ever made.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So do you have kids now?
Yeah, I have 3 grown children.
3?
Yes.
Wow. How old?
My oldest daughter, Kylie, is 27. She's getting married this year.
Yeah.
My daughter, Erica, will be 25 in a few weeks. She lives in Manchester, New Hampshire. She's a dental hygienist.
Oh, wow.
And my son, Jake, is 20, and he's a student at Maine Maritime.
Wow. So all pretty local.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You guys all get together still
Oh,
on the
yeah.
holidays and all
It's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're a close-knit family. We do a lot together.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with Town & Country?
Well, I have a story with Town & Country. I have a couple of stints with them. I
fun.
started in 1990 when my husband and I moved from northern Maine to southern Maine. I worked for the credit union. I started I was an assistant manager at our branch in Portland on Congress Street, which is no longer there, but it used to be the old St. Patrick's Credit Union, but it was joined with Town & Country.
Where is that?
You know where Espo's restaurant is?
Oh, out that way.
Yeah, you know where the parking
Outer
lot
Congress.
is?
Yeah, sure.
That parking lot was the little.
It was.
It was a branch.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. All right, cool. Yeah.
So I did that, and I also was an accounting assistant for a few years, and then spent a good majority of the time as a consumer loan officer.
Okay.
And we used to do home equity loans there at that time, but didn't have an in-house mortgage program. They outsourced their mortgages, and I was really interested in the mortgage side of it. So I had an opportunity to go outside of Town and Country and to work for a national lender and get some mortgage and go into the mortgage field.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
you
so I left in
it.
2002, so I
Okay.
had 12 years.
Yeah.
And, I was sad because I loved the credit union, but it was an opportunity for me that I had to take it and
Right.
run with it. And so I worked for 2 national lenders from 2002 to 2015. So I've been here at Town and
wow.
Country since
So that
June
long.
of 2015.
So that's interesting because that was an interesting time in
Yes.
the lending world.
Yes.
So
When I came into the mortgage in 2002, things were really good.
Right.
And then, the 2007,
And then that-
8, 9 bubble came and the
Yeah.
subprime lending and
Right.
that whole foreclosure debacle, it was an interesting time. So I saw the peaks and valleys.
I bet you've seen
Yeah.
a lot. So let's now I want to chat about that for a minute.
Yeah.
So I mean, what was that like? I mean, I know before I got into real estate shortly after the big thing, but I was in the remodeling business.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, it was just crazy time, right?
Yeah, it was, before the meltdown began, like in the 2002, 3, 4, things were really booming and interest rates weren't even as good as they are now. And the volume was incredible because we had the ability to do these, reduced document type of loans
Right.
based on credit. So it made it easy for people. And we used to get...
Which was the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And the property inspection waivers, people could refinance without even needing an appraisal. So it was fun. It was a good time for me to learn about the business and
Sure.
really dive in. I had multiple positions as a production assistant. I was an internal mortgage loan officer and then transitioned to a full-time mortgage originator. But, when that meltdown came around, there was a lot of people in trouble.
Right.
Luckily, the places that I worked, they weren't really involved with the subprime lending part of it
Okay.
in depth. It was in another level.
Right.
But we saw it, we saw the deals
saw it
coming.
happen.
Yeah, and it was devastating for, these people were set up for failure, being put in a home that they couldn't afford.
Right.
Just because they had the right credit score, they were being put into these transactions that they really weren't
Had
prepared for.
No business being in that.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. So
Gotcha.
it-
So you
it's too
never,
bad.
your job wasn't in jeopardy. Well, it might have been in jeopardy, but you didn't lose a job or anything.
No,
like
but
that.
I
Yeah.
unfortunately saw friends of mine who were in an operations position and they were let go. And
Yeah. Yeah,
the
it's a
sales
tough
side of it,
time all around.
we were able to hang on.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw some friends that were underwriters and processors that were let go, and it was tough times.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. And obviously that all bounced back.
Yes.
In a big way. And obviously the market's doing great now. But it was kind of an interesting time, even from 2008 through 2012.
Yeah,
it
because-
was like almost like a normal market at that point.
Yeah, and lenders were readjusting themselves to the full documentation type of loan and
Sure.
quality loans and making sure that these people truly qualified
Right.
before putting them into the transaction.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And like now, with so many regulations out now, it seems like it's a lot better.
Yes, yeah.
That-
There's regulations, but they're there for a reason.
Right.
After what happened, so it's as much as some people may have hate, like everyone talks about TRID, the
Oh,
TRID
yeah,
issue
yeah.
that came up in 2013.
Yeah, sure.
It's all for the protection
Right.
of the buyer.
Yeah, it was a little bit of pain in the butt. But
Yeah, it's definitely had
like
growing
anything.
pains, yeah.
Yeah, people get used to it.
Yeah.
I remember when TRID came around, they were like, oh my God, it's going to be 60-day closings. And
Yeah.
now we're right back to 30 days.
Exactly, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, everyone's adjusted and
Yeah.
we're all getting used to it and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so interesting. So you Town and Country, left for a little while, now you're back.
Yeah.
How'd you come back? And,
Yeah, I was
how'd that
working for a national lender, and I've always been part of Town and Country. Even when I wasn't working here, I volunteered on their credit committee for several years, so I was
Oh, okay.
always still attached.
Kind of had like a little foot in the door.
Yeah, and
still.
I've
Yeah.
always been a member and will always be one. And Dave Libby, our CEO, called me up one day. He knew I was out in the mortgage world and said, I have a vision, and we're starting, we want to develop an in-house mortgage program, and I've started it, and I'd like to talk to you. And
Okay.
the rest is history. And I knew it was the right time for me.
Right.
As much as I was enjoying where I was, I never lost that credit union philosophy, and I believed in it, and I wanted to share it. So I was like, somebody's telling me something, this is where I need to be.
That's where you need to go.
Yeah, I'm coming back home
Yeah.
to credit union.
That's great. That's really awesome.
And still people that I worked with back in the day still work here now. So it was a nice
Isn't that great?
comeback.
Yeah. Kind of an easy
Yeah,
transition back.
So
That's awesome.
It's been awesome. I'm
Right.
fortunate.
And what's your position here now?
Right now, I started as a mortgage liaison when I came in 2015. Kind of worked through operations and sales.
Okay.
Kind of wore a couple different hats.
Right.
Helped.
Just kind of making the department go type thing?
Help and promote and produce products, and work with Mike Martin, who is the mortgage services manager, and I was recently promoted to the vice president of my mortgage lending services, so I manage the department. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. As Mike is pending his retirement, today's his last day.
Right.
Yeah, great guy to work for.
Yeah.
Work with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to take the reins and keep
and
going.
run with it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I'm
Awesome.
pretty excited after, waited my whole career for a position.
Sounds like you worked hard for it.
Yeah,
so that's
I did.
great. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So I can tell that you're real passionate about, credit union and town and country.
Yes.
I thought I'd kind of, go right back to the basics and just try to start off real simple. Like the basic question, what is a credit union?
Yeah, a credit union is member owned. You become a member with a $25 savings account and you own the credit union. You're part of owner.
Right.
You have a say. It's community oriented. It's just people helping people. That's our model.
Right.
And letting them have a say in the everyday workings of the credit union.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting question that popped in my head. Like, as a member, I'm a member actually.
Yeah. Great.
So, having a say in things, is there a way to?
Yeah, we have every year we have an annual meeting.
Oh, okay.
And actually ours.
I should pay attention to my
Yeah,
mail,
our
I guess, right?
66th annual meeting is actually next Tuesday from 5:30 to 7:30 at the DoubleTree
Oh, fun.
in South Portland.
Yeah.
And they give a state of the financial status of the credit union for the last year, and it's a time for members to join and listen to the senior management, the board of directors, and if they have questions, opinions, or
Right.
it's their time to ask.
Time to raise their voice. And
Yeah,
all that kind of
they
stuff.
can come into any one of the branches and discuss with any of the branch managers or senior management. Yeah, it's
Right.
an open forum.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And I got to admit, the branch that I go to is the one over in Mill Creek there. And
Awesome.
I walk in, everybody recognizes me.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah,
it's like old school.
Yeah, they're actually in the middle of a big renovation there.
I went in there the other day. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Nice.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So that's obviously what a credit union is. What about town and country? Like, how did maybe give me a little bit of the history? Like, do we know?
Yeah, town and
when
country.
we started, all that kind of stuff.
Town and Country started in 1953. It was parishioners of St. John's Community Catholic Church in Main Street in South Portland.
Okay.
Some people are interested in, establishing the credit union. It was St. John's Federal Credit Union at the time.
Okay.
It was in the basement of the church.
Interesting.
In 1976, they moved it to where our Main Street branch is in South Portland. That used to be an ice cream parlor.
Ooh.
And they converted it to the
now you're
branch.
talking my language.
Yeah. So and then it just continued growing, and then in 1986, the board of directors voted to change the name from St. John's Federal Credit Union to Town and Country Federal Credit Union. It helped us expand our membership overlay, and
Yeah, sure.
yeah, so it was 66 years. It's great.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
And we have over almost 40,000 members now.
That many.
Yeah.
Now, well, that's what about locations? Are you?
Yes, we have
just Southern Maine, or?
Yeah, we have branches in Southern Maine and York County.
Okay.
Cumberland County and York County.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a total of 6. We have one in Saco, one in Scarborough, 2 in Portland, one on Forest Avenue, one on Washington Avenue, and then we have our Main Street branch in South Portland and the Mill Creek facility in that area of South Portland.
Okay.
And then
So really-
this is our operations center here in Scarborough.
And this building is cool. I'm going to make sure before I leave, I'm going to get some video footage of it and all that stuff. Let's touch on this building just for a minute, because these chairs and stuff that we're sitting in here
Yeah,
are
it's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. Regular classroom.
Yeah,
It's fun.
this is like a high tech, cool building.
It's very innovative.
Yeah. When was this built? What was the idea behind this building?
Yeah, it was for the longest time, a lot of the operations people or back office people, such as accounting, debit cards, credit cards, and our call center were all located in Main Street. And, you know, we had growing pains.
It was all at that branch over there?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
there,
goodness. That's not a big place.
yeah, and they had the basement, but
Okay.
everyone was, you know, it was getting pretty crowded. So
Yeah.
our CEO Dave's he likes different things and he likes to be creative, and they had gotten some ideas for this building and done a lot of work for the planning, and, you know, wanted to have this concept of collaboration so we could all work in a nice area and be comfortable, have good technology.
Yeah.
So the building, they opened in December of 2013.
Okay. Yeah, great.
So we've been here since then, and we actually have a footprint to expand the size of this
Yeah, I
building.
saw that out back there. It
Yeah,
looks
to
like,
you know, another building the same size as this one. As we continue to grow,
Right.
we'll have that
So
ability
easy to expand. You
Correct.
can stay here.
Yeah.
Right, right. Now, is this a location that like members would come to, or not
no,
necessarily?
no. It's
Okay.
more for employees.
So I won't say where it is and
Yeah.
stop by.
Come by anytime. Yeah, it's primarily for, you know, a place for the people that work in back office positions,
Right.
to have a place, enough space, so that we know we can continue to grow and have the area to do it with.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're sitting in what looks like a big classroom. It
Yeah,
seems
this
like
is
you guys
our
are-
learning lab.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have, you know, these are all touchscreen
Yeah.
video sources, and we
Looking
have
fun.
trainings in here, or
Yeah.
if we have a guest speaker for some reason, or we're having some special meeting. Everyone loves the chairs. They're cool. They're
Yeah,
fun.
they are.
Colors.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's one of our biggest compliments when people come in here. These chairs are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, community involvement. It seems like anytime there's anything going on, it seems like Town and Country is like front and center. At least
Oh,
you know
yeah.
in the greater Portland area and stuff like that. What are some of like the big things that you guys do for the community? Right?
Yeah, Town and Country is a very big community-oriented credit union,
Right.
you know, which is huge. And we're the lead sponsor for the Maine Cancer Foundation's 3 big events that they have every year: the Try for the Cure,
Oh, yeah, sure.
Mary's Walk, and the Twilight 5K.
Okay.
Big sponsors. You know, last year their employees spent $25,000 worth of volunteer time for all these communities.
Sure.
So we do, and then we have, we're a big sponsor of Habitat for Humanity.
Okay. Sure.
We just financed 7 of the 8 properties at Habitat's project in Carpenter Court in Scarborough.
Okay.
And the last house is actually being built now and should be closing in a few weeks. And the best part about that is the employees of Town and Country get to participate in the build.
Oh, nice.
So 3 times this past year, we've gotten a group of 15.
Like actually go roll up
Yeah,
the
we're
sleeves.
rolling up our sleeves with the gloves and the hard hat, and we're pounding nails and
So fun.
and
Yeah.
you know, painting and
Kinda-
putting
can I-
floors
can I
together.
get involved?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, and you know, that's what makes it fun at the credit union. You have your job and you have your job description and your department, but we have this ability to do these things within the community and get out there and do other things other than our regular day-to-day job.
Right.
So, you know, it's pretty cool.
Which is great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great for the community.
Yeah,
Of
and
course,
it's
you guys
good
do-
for
yeah.
employee morale. It keeps
Yeah.
us all happy. We have a fun time, and
Right.
it's something different.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So some of the services that you guys provide, maybe we touch on that, and then we'll get into a little bit more about what you do for home buyers and stuff. But
Sure.
like overall, the credit union, like what are like some of the biggest services you do? What's
Yeah.
the most popular stuff?
We're a full-service financial institution, and you know, we have the savings, checking, debit cards, Visa cards. We're the #1 used car lender in the state of Maine.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh,
so we do a
interesting.
good job. We have an indirect department that you can go to a dealership that they're affiliated with, which is quite a few of them, and do your financing with the credit union right at the dealership.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
oh,
it's
interesting.
pretty innovative, and it's convenient.
Right.
It makes the member experience so much better.
Sure.
And you know, we have personal loans, RV loans, and then of course, you know, my personal favorite, mortgage loans.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
we have the variety.
So you have pretty much everything.
Yes, we do,
Yeah.
and you know, a big piece of our one of our products is we have a rewards checking account that earns 3.01% interest, and it has
Yes.
rewards associated with that, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that one. That's
Good.
good. Yeah. And home equities,
Home
refis.
equity,
Yeah.
yeah, we
yeah.
do
I know.
a lot of-
I did one through you
Yeah,
guys.
lots of home equities. Yeah.
Yeah. Very smooth process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Home buyers. Let's touch on that. I mean, I know you obviously offer, or what type of mortgages do you do? Do you do like everything, or is it?
Well, currently we primarily have like our conventional mortgages.
Sure.
And we're working on developing the government type programs. We actually have them in the works. We've gotten approvals. We're still working out logistics, but
Right.
hope to offer those out this year. And then a big piece of our lending is our portfolio mortgage side, where something that doesn't quite fit into the secondary market,
Right.
we can be creative with it and expand on the guidelines and help people out.
Right. Let's chat about that a little bit, because if that seems like, from what I know about credit unions and stuff, portfolio loans is really kind of like the big thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you having a hard, like self-employed people are
Correct.
good for that.
Yeah, or unique properties or
Right.
things of that kind.
Right. So maybe you can help explain a little bit of just for somebody out there who doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by like secondary market, and then what are the benefits to a portfolio loan, that type of thing?
I mean, secondary market is when you're dealing with an outside investor that you're going to sell your loan to gain capital for the credit union to continue to loan out money.
Right.
They have strict requirements. You're talking Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae
Right.
and those type of entities. I mean, they have certain requirements for loan to values for properties, types of properties. If somebody's gone through a bankruptcy or had foreclosures, if they're in that situation, technically secondary market's not going to accept the financing.
Right.
So that's where we have the advantage with the portfolio. We can go outside of those guidelines and be creative and work with the person to get to the point where they can finance.
Okay, great. So portfolio loans really, do they stay in house? Right?
Correct.
Like you're not
Yes.
selling it out. So that's the biggest difference,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, and the other piece of the financing for mortgages is Town and Country services all their mortgages. It is always
All of them? Okay.
they always will remain
well, that's-
local. So you
that's
can go to
interesting,
any
yeah.
one of our branches, call anyone locally, and speak to somebody at all times about your mortgage.
So the payments and everything are going through you.
Correct.
And you're paying off the
Yeah.
secondary market.
Correct.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Mhm.
That's cool. All right, great.
Yeah.
So how many mortgage brokers do you have?
Yeah,
here?
we have a total of 5 people on our team right now. We have myself. I have 2 mortgage loan officers, Shannon and Chelsea.
Yeah.
We have a processor closer, Diane, and then we have our mortgage servicer, Kristen.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're intending on growing and adding to that staff and really
Great.
pushing to increase our footprint out there and
Getting out there and doing
yeah,
it. Yeah,
get some
sure.
mortgages, yeah.
Right. I'll throw something out there. I just recently had a closing with Chelsea, who works here, and it was great. It was
Awesome,
very
yeah.
smooth. She was, for us, it's communication. Just because we
Absolutely.
got to communicate to our buyers.
Yeah.
And she was great. Everybody here was great. To get us what
Fantastic,
we needed and all that
yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah,
that was
it's
awesome.
nice to have that.
Yeah.
Somebody that you can talk to and communicate. And
Right.
I mean, communication is the most important piece of a transaction.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. If anybody's in the dark, that's when things start to get crazy.
Yeah, and the buyer loses their comfortability level. I mean, we're all about developing the relationships and communicating and really giving them the financial preparation that they need to be ready for this transaction. It's a big investment.
Yeah.
And, we want them to be happy with it and enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's great because everything I hear that you're saying, everybody I talk to over here, it just seems like you're looking for members that are going to be here for life. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like you guys are all about creating relationships in the community and keeping that going. That's
And
really awesome.
so they think of us when when any financial need comes up. So
Yeah.
we're going to go to Town and Country.
Yeah.
Like I said, almost 40,000 members. We serve the community of Southern
So great.
Cumberland County and York County and Southern Maine, and we can expand on that and continue to have people become members of the credit union.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I think I've hit the kind of the end of my notes here. Did you have any last words that you want
Yeah,
to throw
just
in there?
as a push for Town and Country, I just feel very fortunate and honored to be an employee of this credit union. There's such a strong support system here. Senior management, they're great. Dave Libby's our CEO. He has a vision. He always says normal's boring. Let's be creative and collaborative, and most importantly, let's have fun.
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the member experience is number one.
That's so awesome. I mean, you can tell. It seems like from the top down, it's all
Yeah, and it's family. We're all
Right.
a close-knit group, and we all support each other. And like I said, having the support of the senior people above us is top-notch.
It's great. Okay, awesome. Well, I guess the final thing is how to, like, if people are watching this and have questions and all that stuff, is what's the website for Town
Yeah,
Country?
our Town and Country's website is www.tcfcu.com.
TCFCU.com. Okay,
Yeah, and
great.
all our services are listed there, and we also have a mortgage center that you can go to and has all our contact information. You can apply online. We have a very robust online system in our online banking for members to utilize their accounts.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that's probably the best place for people to look
Yeah.
you up or stop in a branch, of course.
Correct.
If you're driving down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see the logo, stop in,
Yeah,
say hi.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, it was great.
So, hey guys, hopefully this was helpful. And if you want more information about Town and Country, check out their website, comment below, all that good stuff, and enjoy. And again, if you're going to make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone.